All right, let's draw easy block letters in 3 different styles today. But first, we need to learn how to draw block letters. So I always start by drawing my letter. Mine are blue so you can see them, but yours could be in pencil. We're going to basically draw an outline around the shape of our letter. You're kind of just fencing it in. I typically wait to draw the crossbar on my A, but for now, totally fine. B has a nice straight line on the left. I like to box that in first. That keeps the inside of your letter consistent, and then you can draw the fence around the curves on the outside and on the inside, and then we can fill that in as well. Same thing again, we're just drawing a wide outline around the shape of our letter. I like to draw a little line at the ends of the C and just go from there. Once you know the basics, you can make these block letters do anything you like. I would typically do D like I do B, where we boxed in his little spine on the left, but you don't have to do that. You can also just do it like we did C. Fence on the outside, fence on the inside. Don't let the letter get out. By now, hopefully this makes total sense. You draw your letter, then you draw a wider outline around it. If it has that vertical line of a spine, I always start there by boxing it in. You guys want to make these funky? These were our business casual letters. Let's make weekend letters next. So you don't have to change a lot to change the vibe. For the A, let's draw a wider leg. You could even do one side thicker than the other side. I like to draw the top at an angle. You can even draw the bottoms at angles. Just wait on the crossbar so you know where your A is in space. I love to add a really low crossbar. I think it's fun, it's different, but it's still an A, and most importantly, still readable. For the B, try curving the spine. Maybe draw the top hump larger than the bottom, or the bottom larger than the top. It's really fun to experiment and see what you can come up with. You can always make the lines thicker and change it as you go. See, feels like there's not a lot that can be done, but you can always find something to change. I promise you that. Let's bring the bottom up higher and see what that looks like. Instead of straight edges, what if we curve them and make them round? You can do that on any letter. What if we add a little junk in his trunk? Let's try D with a crooked spine, big at the top, small at the bottom. We can see what he looks like with junk in his trunk too, and then he'll match the C. That's the whole thing. You just find one thing to change and then try it with all of the letters, and basically that's how you make a whole new alphabet. I'm gonna try these whooshy arms on the E and see if I like them. I think I drew the spine of my E a little too thin though, so I'm gonna go back and add a little more until I like it. Okay, so this row was just to show that there are tons of different options that you can do. What if we make them all have an extra long arm or extra long leg? That may work better on some letters than others. A is easy. Let's just add some length to one of those legs. Depending on what side you choose, you can totally change the look of the letter. You could add a crooked crossbar too, or you can keep it straight like mine. B doesn't have a leg that we can add to, so let's just make one. This is still a fairly typical way to draw a B. It's just that we're making it into a block letter. You can experiment with the thickness of the leg. You could do skinny, you can do thunder thighs and make his window a little smaller. I think I'm going to leave mine just like this. C doesn't have a leg either, but if we look at serif fonts, serifs are the little feet on the fancy letters. C does have a serif at the top, so let's just give him a little arm there and make a serif block letter. I honestly love this one. D is going to be just like B. We can just extend that curve into an arm or a leg. You know what I mean. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't know what I mean. Anyway, experiment with the thickness. See what you get. What if we curve E and give him a longer top than bottom? I'm going to lean into the bigger on the top idea and make the lines thicker up there as well. I think that that would look pretty funky and fun. So next up, we're going to do big forehead letters, but let's also make them curvy. I draw a lot of big forehead letters, but I don't always curve all the edges, so I'm excited to see what these will look like. This is kind of like a bubble letter, but let's make it thicker on top, and let's add a really, really low crossbar. Okay, I love this one. Oh, look how cute this is. So curvy B with a big forehead means I'm going to draw his top bigger than his bottom. You gotta make room for that forehead. I'm also going to embrace the small window that comes with the big forehead. If you look back at A, it had a very small window, so we're going to make small windows on the B too. Your B will typically look better if the windows go out to the same spot, just something to keep in mind. C with a big forehead seems fairly easy. Let's get the round edges first, and then we're just going to draw our line even farther from the original letter shape to get that big forehead. I think we can do better. We need to thicken up the side on this one. Since we had tiny windows on the A and the B, let's see if we can make the inside of this C a little smaller to match. I think this looks great. Let's try B. So make the edges round, and then I drew my spine a little thin, so I'm going to go ahead and thicken that up a little. And then he needs that big forehead, so I'm going to make his little window be at the bottom. You could also do a whole big bottom alphabet, and the tiny windows would be at the top. Maybe that should be your homework. Okay, E. This is my favorite way to draw E. Fun fact, I love a big forehead E. Don't go too crazy with the forehead until you get the middle line in, though. Then you can always go back and add a little extra up top if you want. And that, my friends, concludes our little block letter party. I hope you learned something new or at least had some fun hanging out. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.